Alright, what is going on, guys? It is Benny, and today we are going to be playing a bit of a fun deck. We are going to be using Suspicious Bush with a very fast cycle mortar deck. I've been having a lot of questions to have this deck, so, if you've been commenting this, first of all, I'm filing a restraining order because, we're finally getting this done, but also we are going to be doing this one for you, so hopefully you guys enjoy this gameplay. Now, I think that the biggest thing that's going to have to happen with this deck, I think this guy's playing a very similar deck. That's actually kind of crazy. But the most important thing with this deck is to play very quick and to really lean into our fast cycle. So I'm just going to go ahead and play the Mortar here. I'm going to go for the Suspicious Bush into the opposite lane. And then, oh my gosh, he's going to play a Prince. Okay, let's get the Bomber down here first because that'll help out with his Bush. And then that is a crazy statement to say, by the way. We're going to have to figure out something else to say because I cannot be saying that for the rest of the video. That is wild. Okay, let me think here. What do we want to do? We have the quick cycle. I'm going to start the Berserker in the back here, and then I'll go for a Mortar in a second. The one thing, though, is this guy definitely can match my quick cycle, so that is something that we do have to kind of keep in mind here. He's going to split the Goblin Gang. I'm really hoping that the Mortar fires on the Dark Goblin, because that's kind of the most important thing that I'm going to need. And then we can go ahead and okay, hold up. That was a pretty wild Goblin Curse there, but the Bush should get to the tower, and then depending on what he plays, I might go for the Evil Mortar onto this lane here actually, and then let's get an Ice Spirit in front of this just in case he's going to split the Goblin Gang. Okay, let's get the Bomber onto this side, and then he is going to get the Dark Goblin down. I'm wondering if the Mortar will take it out in time. It doesn't look like it will. Let's let all of that kind of go in there, see what he's going to do to respond to that. We might get a Bomber hit on the tower. Oh my gosh, one more. That is beautiful. We are cooking right now. Let's get another Suspicious Bush down, and then I'm actually going to play the Mortar here to put pressure on him, as well as stop his Suspicious Bush from getting on my tower. That is a tongue twister to try to say throughout the whole video, but it does not feel right to be talking about somebody else's bush, so I'm not really sure what to be saying here. I'm going to go for my little hidden guy over there. That's what we're going to call it for the next little bit. And then let's play the Mortar right here. We are going to get the Dark Goblin on the tower, but unfortunately he is going to get a Goblin Gang down, so there's no way we're getting any damage out of that. Let's go for another one right here. And then, I'm tempted to just log right here. Let's do that because we will catch the Dark Goblin as well. And then I do have to be kind of ready for him to go for a barrel, so we will get back to our log. That is beautiful. Let's go ahead, let's get the Bomber onto this side, and then let's go for the Mortar here again. We do have a decent counter push going. Let's get another Berserker down, and then I'm going to get the Skeletons right here. I'll get an Ice Spirit as well. 20% battery, wouldn't be a Benny video without that. And then his Dark Goblin should hopefully go down. I'm going to get another Dark Goblin down right here, and then let's get the Berserker down. And then what do I want to do? I'm going to start a Suspicious Bush in the back here because I think that's going to be an interesting strategy. Let's go ahead. Let's get the Bomber down right here. And then he's going to go for the barrel, so I can just log that. Let's go for the Mortar right here. Let's get another Bush going into the opposite lane. And then, okay, we might be able to get a Mortar lock here actually because we can just pull that Prince, so we should be locked on the tower. Evo Dark Goblin should go to work here. We're going to get some great damage onto that side. And then let's get a Bomber down here, and then let's go ahead. Let's actually get another Mortar down. We really want to press the advantage. I will just log right there. It was a pretty aggressive barrel that he went for there. Let's get the Berserker down. Let's get another Bush down. Let's go ahead. Let's get the Skeletons here. We aren't going to catch them, but that's okay because then we can play the Evil Mortar once that Dark Goblin goes down. So let's do that. And then I might actually start going for a pre-log on our Bush because I think we might be able to catch him off guard with that. Oh, we might be locked on the tower here. No, we're not going to get locked. Let's try to pull the Prince across the bridge, make him jump so that we get the lock on the tower. We are going to catch the Evo Dark Goblin, which is great. Let's get another Bush down. Let's log here just because I didn't actually even mean to do that, but it all worked out in the end. Let's get a Bomber here. Let's get the Ice Spirit here. We're just going to keep cycling as fast as we can. Let's get another Bush down, and then, I guess we might as well get the Berserker down here. He's going to go for that. Let's get a Bomber right here. I'm going to log on this. I'm actually going to take that value over everything else 100%. We are going to get the Bush on the tower, so we are going to get the win. Let's give him a good game, give him a good luck, and go on into the next. Hey guys, next matchup. Now sometimes I feel like with this deck my brain does not keep up with how quick I have to play. Honestly, it's kind of crazy. But I feel like that's kind of fun as well. I am definitely a spammy player, but even this, it really transcends the definition of what spammy truly is, which is kind of crazy. So it gets a little philosophical with this deck, which I think is very important. Now, what do I want to do here? Let's go for the bush into the opposite lane because we want to just keep doing that to apply pressure and really annoy this guy. And then he is going to play the goblin hut. I'm curious actually if the bush is invisible, if it still spawns goblins. I haven't actually seen that interaction, so I'm curious about that. I'm going to log here just because I know that that has potential to be a little bit dangerous. And then I can play the Ice Spirit right there on that one goblin, and then that miner should hopefully go down, and we will be okay. We did take a tiny bit of damage, but not a lot, and then I will go for another mortar. Let's go ahead and play the bush into the opposite lane, because he's definitely lower on elixir now. The delay in playing the executioner, I think, evidences that, and we should get the bush onto the tower. I'm not sure that we're going to get anything from it, but that's okay. I don't really know why I played those skeletons there, but that's okay. Let's get the bomber right here. He's going to go for the wall breakers there, so I can just play the Ice Spirit, and that should stop them completely. And then I can go for another mortar right here. Let's go for the bush into the opposite lane, and then what do we want to do here? He's going to get the executioner down in time. I'm going to play the berserker, and that should hopefully kind of help keep the mortar alive, because he does have to deal with the bush into the opposite lane, and we are going to get a mortar lock now. So I'm going to kind of spam into this lane to keep that mortar alive, because we want to try to get every bit of damage that we can. And then I'm going to hold on to my dark goblin here. That would have been beautiful if we got another shot on the tower, but that's okay. I'm saving my Dark Goblin for something a little bit more dangerous. I think this guy has a Hog Rider in this deck, so oh my gosh, wait, our question got answered. We now know that the Goblin Hut does not spawn goblins with the bush when it's crowded, or clouded, sorry, whatever it's called. I don't know what to even call it. Let's get the skeletons right here. Let's go ahead and get another mortar down. I really want to... Wait, why did I think this was a Hog Rider deck? We literally saw him play a miner. That's crazy, but we will defend so far. Let's get a bush down into this lane. That was a bit of an aggressive Evo Dark Goblin, but I did want to get that executioner down. It's like this guy is playing the Hog deck, but it's not actually the Hog deck. And then let's go ahead, let's get another mortar here. I'm going to cycle the berserker in the back. I think we need to do that a bit more. And then I'm going to hold off on playing my Dark Goblin quite yet. Now let's go ahead and do it since the berserker is tanking. And then let's go ahead, let's get another mortar down right here. He's going to try to stop the Dark Goblin from getting on the tower. And then, whoa, okay, hold up, that's interesting. Let's get the berserker down here. I'm actually going to log. Oh my gosh, we didn't get a downtime, but we're so close to getting a mortar lock. We are going to get that mortar lock, which is huge. Let's go ahead, let's get another suspicious bush down. Then I am going to get a Dark Goblin down right here. That might be too good of log value to be giving him, but that's okay. Let's go ahead, let's get the bomber down here again. I'm going to start another berserker in the back here. And then, that Goblin Hut is a little bit annoying. Let's start the bush in the back just to kind of get an annoying counter push building up here. And then I'm going to get the Evo Dark Goblin just down just to deal with everything. And then it should take out the miner, which is good. We will also get nothing else out of that, but that's okay. I'm going to cycle the skeletons here. He's going to get another hut up high. That's a little bit annoying, to be honest. Let's go ahead. I have the defensive mortar down just because him playing the hut up high kind of stops us from being able to do a ton. Let's cycle the log right here, and then let's get an Ice Spirit down. He might try to go for some wall breakers, so we do need to watch out for that. I don't think he can miner poison cycle us in time, so actually no, he totally could. Let's go ahead, let's log here, and then let's get this here. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that didn't get on the tower. That one executioner did put in a decent amount of work though. Let's get the berserker here, and then what do we want to do? Let's get the bomber right here, and then let's get the Dark Goblin. Let's get the Ice Spirit down to make sure that we don't take too much damage. We do get the bush onto the tower. Let's go ahead, let's get the berserker right here. We need to make sure that doesn't get on the tower. And then let's go for the bomber right here. Let's go for another bush as well, and then let's get the berserker in front of this, and then let's get another bomber. He's going to go for another miner. The bad thing is that he can get a ton of poison value because we're playing into the same lane, but we do get the mortar shot, and we get one more, so I think we are going to get the win here. We just have to protect the mortar, our tower, so I'm just going to keep cycling onto the tower here, make sure that he can't get a miner down, and we are going to get the win. So let's give him a good game and give him a good luck. That was a bit of a tougher matchup, to be honest. Next matchup here, we'll get the skeletons. This guy is trying to catch me off guard with playing really quickly, and it's not going to work. Now, I'm going to start the bush in the back, and I bet you somebody's sitting here watching and thinking, Benny, you shouldn't do that. You should play it at the bridge. And I don't necessarily disagree, but the one thing is, I feel like if you play your bush in the back sometimes as a cycle card, then your opponent kind of gets ready to defend that side, and then you can push the opposite. Oh my gosh, okay, hold up, that's crazy. Let's go ahead, let's pull right here first, and then we need to keep the Dark Goblin alive, so let's get the Berserker down, and then let's get a Bomber here to help out as well. He's going to go for the Spear Goblins, and then hopefully the Cannoneer and the Dark Goblin can deal with that. Beautiful defense, if I do say so myself. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm pretty happy with that. And then we will get the Mortar onto the tower, so that's good. Let's get a bush going into the opposite lane as well. Now, the reason why I wanted to play in the back sometimes is, especially in double elixir, sometimes you can cycle to a second one, and you can get a bush in each lane, or you can get back to another one as soon as they deal with it, and it's just kind of annoying. The biggest thing with the bush is you force your opponent to have bad elixir traits, right? So that's something that's very good. That was kind of a poor skeleton barrel for him to play. I don't really know why he did that, because the miner is obviously not going to do much. I'm going to go for an aggressive Dark Goblin here to try to get some chip damage, and we will force out the Lumberjack, which I'm completely okay with. And then I will play the Bomber here as well, just to make sure that we don't actually take any damage. And then I was going to play my Evil Mortar, but I don't think it's going to be the move here. Actually, just because he Barb Barreled, I think I can go for the Evil Mortar. I don't think he has enough for a Mega Knight. And then let's go ahead, let's get the bush onto this lane. Let's make sure that the Inferno Dragon doesn't come out and do anything too crazy, although I'd be surprised if we get a shot on the tower just because of everything there that was there to distract the Mortar. And then I will play the Bomber right here. This is so dangerous, I'm actually very scared. Hopefully he doesn't have freeze, because that would be quite depressing. We do have our Evo Dark Goblin, and I'm holding on to that for when he goes for the Mega Knight. Okay, he's going to go for the Evo Lumberjack there. That's okay. Let's just get the skeletons right here. I'm going to start a Suspicious Bush in the back, and then I guess I'll play the Bomber right here. Let's get the Ice Spirit down as well. Let's go ahead and get a Mortar down here, and then let's get some skeletons at the bridge. Let's go ahead and play a bush into the opposite lane. He's going to play the Mega Knight there. That's okay. Not worried about that. I'm going to get the Evo Dark Goblin down right here, and then let's go ahead. Let's get the Ice Spirit here first, and then let's go for the Berserker to keep that Dark Goblin alive. And then let's actually go for another Mortar here, because we have the Evo Dark Goblin. And then I will play the bush right here. I'm hoping it gets out of range of the Rage in time, so that would be very good if it does. Thankfully it does. We'll get the Ice Spirit there. Evo Dark Goblin went to work. Oh my goodness, we are going to get the lock on the tower here. That's huge. We just need to kind of keep the Mortar alive. We're getting great damage into the opposite lane though, so that's awesome. If we got one more shot, oh my gosh, that is amazing. That is the MVP. Holy crap. Okay, let's go for the bush onto this lane. We don't have any spell damage, which sucks. Oh my gosh, I just went for a really early log. I don't know why I did that. Let's get the Bomber down right here. Let's go ahead and get a Berserker down. Thankfully, the Mortar did get a shot off. He's ignoring the bush on the opposite lane, so it's going to get all the damage we need. Let's give him a good game, give him a good luck. All right, guys, last matchup, so hopefully we can get a nice win here. Let's go for the Mortar first play, because we want to play aggressive against this guy. He's going to go for the Spear Goblins and then a Mega Knight. That's interesting. Let's get the Berserker here in front of this. Let's keep that Mortar alive and try to get as much damage out of this Mortar as we can. And then he's going to zap. Okay, I shouldn't have played those skeletons so early, but that's okay, because all is going to work out. All is right in the world, and then I'm going to have to play the Bomber in front of the tower. We're going to take some damage from that Bandit, unfortunately, but that's okay. And then let's just get another Mortar down. Let's get that quick cycle firing on all cylinders here. He's going to play an Executioner, okay. What do I want to do here? The Executioner is a bit of an annoying thing here. Let's get another bush down, because I don't think he has cheap counters. So I think that we can really limit the amount of Mega Knights that he plays for every bush that we play at the bridge. Okay, he's going to play the Spear Goblins, which is a good counter, don't get me wrong. But I think that's maybe one of his only, other than his log, which he's going to have to use if we properly pressure this guy. So I think that there's definitely a way that we can make this work. The most frustrating thing about this deck, though, is not having a way to really get very much spell damage. He's going to go for a Night Witch in the back, so I'm going to play the Evil Mortar, try to get him to fully commit to this push. There's totally a Mega Knight coming out here. There it is right there. So let's go ahead. Let's get the Evo Dark Goblin down, because that poison effect will help out with the bats, which is definitely the scariest part of this guy's push here. And then the Ice Spirit's going to go put in work. We will, oh my gosh, we defended that whole push so easily. Let's go for a Suspicious Push. Let's actually get a Berserker here as well, because he might try to go for Spear Goblins. And then Berserker gets stunned a little bit. That's okay. He's going to play a Night Witch, so the Berserker's doing her thing. Oh my gosh, we are going to get some nice tower damage there. I'm happy with that. And then I guess I will do this to cycle, and then let's go ahead and play a Mortar. Again, try to remember it's okay if whatever card they have gets a tiny bit of damage on your Mortar. That's not something I'm worried about. I'm more worried about getting my Mortar down as quick as possible, because I want to get as much value out of it as I can. that bandit is low-key the MVP. Let's just get the skeletons there to make sure that nothing else happens. I'm going to go for a bush into the opposite lane because he's probably going to Mega Knight here in a second. There's the Mega Knight. Let's get the Berserker down and the Dark Goblin here to defend this. And then I'll play the Ice Spirit here. Again, we want to kind of deal with the bats as well as freeze the Night Witch, obviously. And then... ooh, this could be a little bit dangerous. Let's get the Mortar right here. Those bats are definitely going to do a bit of damage, though. Ooh, man, that is not a good exchange that we just had. I mean, we got good damage, but he's going to Mega Knight here, and we're going to have to figure out a way to defend this. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's pull into the middle. Let's get a Dark Goblin down low so it's out of range of the log. And then let's get the Berserker right here. Let's go ahead and get the Ice Spirit. Oh my gosh, beautiful defense. Like, doesn't get much better than that, guys. Let's get the bush down, and then... what do I want to do? I guess I'll play the Mortar here. I'm going to pre-log here in case he tries to play the Spirit Goblins. Let's see if we can catch him. He's going to play the Bandit, so we might get the hit on the tower. Oh my gosh, that does so much damage. Okay, let's get the Bomber here, and then... let's get the Spear Goblin, or not the Spear Goblin, the Skeletons down. I did not mean to play that bush. That's okay, though. We can just go ahead and get the Ice Spirit here. And then let's get an Evo Dark Goblin down. Let's go ahead. Oh, crap. Holy crap. Those Spear Goblins. No, please. No, please. Oh, my gosh. Okay, the bush is going to get on the tower, I think. Oh, my gosh. That was actually close. That could have been very dangerous. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed.